Hi friends, welcome back to my channel Heal Lift Rise. My name is Carla. Thank you all so much for joining me here. Truly appreciate every single one of you, all of your love, support, and kindness to the channel. Of course, if you are new, welcome. I hope you'll become a part of this wonderful, amazing tribe where we talk about all things healing, lifting our vibration, and rising to become the best version of ourselves. I am on this journey with you, friends, and I'm so excited, so very honored to be a part of your journey and you a part of mine. So thank you. I wanted to talk today about the inner child and really kind of cultivate this new understanding and awareness of finding and rediscovering our creativity and our passion. And it's something that we embody, that we can tune into, we have access to, and it's in connection with our inner child. And oftentimes on this journey, you may feel alone, you may go through periods of being alone, and with this loneliness comes inspiration if you allow yourself to feel into this energy, tune in, and allow that to pass through. If you allow yourself to be in this energy, it is often the times when we are the loneliest, actually truly alone, when we can receive so much guidance and inspiration. And if we're truly feeling alone or unhappy in our reality, it is because we have not tapped in and tuned in to our greatest potential of our creativity. It's because we are looking outside of ourselves in materialistic things. It's because we are ego driven. It's because we're not actually tapping into our soul and our desires from our soul, from our heart, and tuning into our inner child and seeing what wants to come through, what wants to be created, what wants to be birthed. You have access to this inner well of not just wisdom, but creativity and passion and so much magic. The magic was never out there. It has always been in here, always, and it has never left you. It's a matter of you becoming aware of it and tuning into it. And so I'm going to kind of unpack this for you. One of the biggest reality checks, I should say, in our reality is that the way people treat us and the way we perceive people in our reality is based upon whether or not we are loving our inner child, whether or not we are loving ourselves. And this comes from that place of loving ourselves, believing in ourselves completely, wholly, fully, seeing ourselves fully, validating ourselves. But it comes from the connection we have to ourselves internally, our inner child, nurturing that inner child and acknowledging the inner child and healing the inner child and understanding that whatever we do not do for ourselves, if we are not loving ourselves and nurturing ourselves, that's going to be reflected back to us in our reality, meaning that people will showcase to us being unloving towards us, or maybe if we're not kind to ourselves, being unkind to us. There's always going to be that dynamic reflected to us if we are not starting from within. So I share this with you because if you've experienced certain dynamics in your reality, certain people in your reality who are reflecting back to you, unloving things, not nice things, they're putting you down, whatever it is that might not be for the highest good. It's because you are not giving that to yourself. And you truly do have to give this to yourself. I was sharing this with my daughter this morning, my 9-year-old. She's going to be 10. And so me and my oldest daughter were talking about this morning because, she struggles with things, at school. And it's, and her journey is so unique. And even though she can channel and she receives guidance and messages from ascended masters and angels, and she gets visions and all this amazing things, she still has her journey, and she still is going to go through certain challenges, and she's learning, she's growing. So there are things that I've had to teach her and help her and get her to realize now. And I am always going back to focusing on her learning to love herself. I mean, if in all reality, we were never taught these things. And if you were, amazing, that is amazing. Then you probably had parents who were conscious and aware of themselves and doing that work. But for majority of us, we were not taught how to love ourselves, how to care for ourselves, how to connect deep with ourselves and make time for ourselves, make space for ourselves. We were, just kind of thrown into this and always going outside of ourselves. And that's one thing that I've learned on my journey, is learning to love myself and love myself in ways that I was never taught to love myself, and caring for myself in ways that I was never taught. And, when you come from that place and that perspective, and you are changing your beliefs and changing what you were kind of conditioned on, to believe and to kind of look at, your whole reality changes. And that's kind of been my life and my experience, in recent years, is just changing the way that I love myself. And that is going to be key on your journey, is learning new ways to love yourself and cultivating the love within, and not needing somebody else, not going externally for the love that you seek. Because so often on our journey, we think that we need somebody else to fulfill us and complete us. And that's why, relationships always seem to fail, or they're not working for us. And we always, think it's the other person. We blame the other person. But the truth is, it is us. We have to love ourselves. If we cannot love ourselves, we cannot experience the love that we truly deserve. And it comes from loving who you are completely, knowing your worth, being kind to yourself, respecting yourself, and feeling that love inside of you, that exists inside, and it's always there, and you have to cultivate that, and you have to acknowledge it. And and this is a process. Of course, this isn't something that happens overnight. This is something that you continuously come back to, return to, and keep loving yourself. And like I said, when you are not, the universe reflects that back to you. Because you may even feel examples of this. You may even feel like you're triggered by certain things that you see, by certain things that are out there, by certain encounters and what people say to you, or, whatever, how they look at you. It all goes back to loving yourself and connecting with your inner child, and understanding that your inner child has never left you. Your inner child is you. It exists in you. And he or she wants to create and wants to play and wants to be in this energy of joyfulness and creativity and laughter and fun and excitement, bringing out this playfulness in you. And I used to say, we get tricked by society into growing up and into becoming so serious and so rigid, and we lose ourselves, we lose our true self, our inner child, we lose that connection because we get lost in the grind of life. And we come to understand that is not the way. And we realize that what we've been missing all along is our love for ourselves, our connection to our inner child, and honoring that and bringing out a more playful side, our inner child, bringing that out into our everyday, connecting with our heart and allowing that to lead the way to the things we want to do in life, what we want to create, what we want to bring forth and experience in this reality. When it comes from the heart, you're going to have a very different experience than when it comes from the ego. And like I said, we miss this. We end up going on this journey and realizing, oh my gosh, who we've been looking for is ourselves all along. Who we've been needing this love from is ourselves all along. And we realize that it's always been within us. The guidance that we seek, the wisdom that we seek is within us and has been within us all along. Everything comes from within and is here now, existing within you in this moment. It's just your ability to become aware of that and to tap in, to tune in. Give yourself space, give yourself stillness, give yourself time to connect inward and to, like I said, bring out what your inner child is calling for. This is something that like I said, been tuning time and time again. It's coming back to this. And oftentimes on this journey, when we feel the loneliest or the least uninspired, it's during times when we got to be tuning into our inner child and tapping in, because there's so much creativity that is ready to be birthed through you. And it's in connection with your inner child and this energy, like I said, of playfulness, of fun, excitement, joy, and just being completely surrendered in the energy of love, of joyfulness. And I mean, think back to when you were a kid. I'm sure you can remember you've had moments of this. And I know we've all had different experiences as a child, but think back to moments where you were just happy, or moments when you were just inspired by the most insignificant things. Maybe you were inspired by a box and you would create it to be like this spaceship or something, or like a bus. And you just created this world for yourself. I used to do that with my stuffed animals. I used to create my stuffed animals as an audience, and I would sing to my stuffed animals. And I know, I just laugh because I think about how silly I was, but how much fun I was having, and I had no worries, I had no doubts, I had no fear or stress, like nothing but just excitement for what I was creating and what I was doing. That energy is what is needing to be cultivated and come back into sync within yourself. This is what is wanting to come out. So I encourage you to get in touch with your inner child and to, make time for acknowledging, validating, loving, and believing in your inner child and yourself, because that is what matters. Nobody else's opinion, nobody else's say so or whatever matters. Like, your love for you and your inner child is what you need. And like I said, your reality will constantly reflect that back to you. So get in touch, get in tuned, and honor and love, make space for your inner child. it is life-changing. It really is. It really does. It changes your reality. It changes your experiences. And, you know, even your confidence. If you can learn to love your little self, because it's always with you and it always exists inside of you. It is you. I love you so much, you guys. Until next time, take very, very good care. Bye.